Did you know that you can record phone calls from your phone, and when you push the button, it says, "This phone call is being recorded."
Oh, is that?
So, so the other person knows you're being recorded as well.
Well, yeah, because you can't. It's frowned upon to record people without their knowledge. And
Very illegal, I think, at some point too.
I mean, how long have we had smartphones? I don't even know how long this feature's been out, but I was talking to my friend on the phone, and I guess my cheek hit it, and I just hear, excuse me, I just hear, "This call is being recorded." My friend is like, "Why are you recording the call?" And I was like, "I'm not." "Why are you recording the call?" He's like, "I'm not." And I looked at it and I was like, "What's this button?" And I pushed it and it was like, "The recording has ended." And I was like, "Oh, it was me."
Well,
Um,
that's why they have the sound for pictures, so that people can know that you're doing it. Like supposedly, like they don't have to have a sound for when you like usually take pictures like that. But I
well,
think
I mean, if you turn all the power, I mean, all the volume off your phone, you can still take pictures. I know. I take shady pictures of people all the time. Um,
so the truth comes out. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to hear.
you're fine, Lance.
Yeah.
Um, Hello, everybody, and welcome to Slashers. Before we begin, I want to open up with a little bit of a serious note, which matches the tone of the film.
Hmm.
So, if you may have seen, there is a lot of flooding going on near me in Texas. This has made global news. My family in Holland has reached out, making sure I'm fine. My family and I are fine, thankfully. But never mind, I'm not going to do it. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I'm fine. It's really bad. And if you want to, you can look up the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund. There is a camp of children my age. These kids are being found um, drowned in the floods.
Oh my
My
God.
friend is on the rescue team, and so like they're going over there, and it's just bad. So I wanted to mention that because I know people are kind of seeing what's going on locally, and thought I was going to be able to do a little bit better job describing that, but I'm not. So look up the Kerr County Relief Fund if you guys want to help out.
So you can do 1-800 Red Cross if you want to, or go online and you can do a digital form. You can also donate to the World Central Kitchen, a nonprofit founded by chef and humanitarian Jose Andres. It's activated in Central Texas, where volunteers are gathering food and water for first responders and victims in the affected areas. So far, that's all I see on the ABC News website. I know my friend Robert Guadarrama has been covering it a lot on Channel 13
Mm.
for New York City. So he's been talking about it a lot. Um, oh yeah, and the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country, Kerr County Sheriff Larry Letha, and Kerrville Mayor Joe Herring said a Kerr County Flood Relief Fund has been established online via the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. The 501(c)(3) charity was established to help support vetted local response, relief, and recovery efforts.
Yeah.
So you can go to cftexashillcountry.fcsuite.com and look up the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund.
Yeah. So if you can give, great. If not, that's okay. If you're affected by these disasters, our hearts go out with you, to you. So,
Yeah, most
Mm.
definitely.
Yeah.
but on that note, welcome back to Slashers Podcast for a very uplifting episode of
Well, it
You
doesn't.
Choose July.
you know, prior to us getting on here to recording, folks, everybody in the group here is having an interesting time this week. So be happy that we're doing as cheerful as we are right now.
Well, it doesn't help that we're doing the most depressing film of the year today as well. So,
I know.
Mm.
That's why I saw it when I was watching it. I was like, dang, this is
Oh
hitting a
yeah,
lot.
especially some of the
Hitting,
ones in the water. Oh my God, Mike,
yeah.
that must
Um,
be triggering. Good Lord.
It's still great, but before we get into the movie in question today, which is brought to you by our wonderful Patreon member, this episode is dedicated to Cam, or as her government name is, Camantha. Thank you so much for your recommendation. I think we all had a great time, unlike someone else's recommendation last time. But
Wow.
Sorry, Gun.
I was like, I saw his message and I was like, how do I respond to this? And I was like, you know what? Let me take the classy first lady route and just say, be best. Because no one knows what the fuck that meant, anyways.
It was so funny when he wrote it. I just went, "Oh, bud." Like, I don't know. I didn't even know what to say to him. I was like, in my brain, I was going, "Man, it's not gonna be the first time somebody's let him down over this last time." I let him down all the time, Gun. I let Mikey down constantly.
This is true. He just lives on the bottom floor at this point.
Okay, no, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Bill was looking at the doggy downstairs, so I had to go get her.
Oh, God.
Well, something that also is depressing is the top 10 horror films that Bloody Disgusting believes are the top 10 for the first half of the year has been released, and Lance brought it to our attention to review. And these films are not what's depressing. What's depressing is going through this list and being like, that was this year.
Yeah.
I thought Hard Eyes was last year.
Yeah.
So I was looking at these like, damn, that seemed like so long ago. But just to kind of go through their list, we're also going to give our opinions with our top 5 or 6 if you're Lance. So
honorable mention. That's all I said.
Oh my God. They didn't really, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when I was looking at the post, they didn't really put them in any specific order. So I'm just reading them in the order that
I see now. I thought it was basically the first picture is the last one, and it moves
like 10 to 1.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But that's because it seemed weird. Because like if the last one's what their idea of last was, I'd be like, that's really horrible. Because I wouldn't even put that.
I mean, it's still top 10. But also, I've been known to not agree with Bloody Disgusting on certain things, so it doesn't surprise me. But this is open to interpretation. This is just the order that they were listed in their slideshow. So 10 is Bring Her Back, the movie that we're actually doing today. Number 9 is Sister Midnight. Never heard of it. Number 8 is Presence, which I did see. Number 7 is it dessert or desert? Which one's the food? 2 S's or 1?
2 S's is the food.
Okay, so it's the desert, like the land. Hard Eyes. Dead Talent Society is number 5. Number 4, 28 Years Later. Already this list has lost credibility. Number 3, The Ugly Stepsister, which I forgot about. Good call, Bloody Disgusting. Number 2, Dangerous Animales, which we still haven't seen. And number 1 is Sinners, which I don't hate.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. Well, with the first one. So we're going to just do a little quick recap of the beginning of the year, or the first half of the year, and kind of give our opinions. I'll go first since I'm already in the speaking role of the film. I'm going to say, and this is really in no particular order as well. You may eye roll at some, you may agree with some, but just listen because
I'm excited. Here it goes.
I'm on the mic. So Bring Her Back definitely shot up into this list right after I watched this. Sinners, I agree. It's great. Surprise of the Century is Until Dawn, which I told Joe he needs to watch it. Joe from Much Ado About Nerding, everybody, if you listen to his and his sister Sally's podcast, they reviewed the film Doom.
I just listened to that.
Yeah, not Dune with an N-E, but Doom, D-O-O-M. And it's based off a video game, and they talked about like how they like their movies based on video games. And I said you should watch Until Dawn because while we all love when movies take a video game and just make a movie about the video game, Until Dawn, if you've listened to our episode, I felt did a really good balance of giving us enough of the video game, but also taking on your own liberties where it doesn't go that far off the rails. The next one, because again, they're not in any order. This one's gonna get a eye roll from you guys, but Death of a Unicorn. Loved it. There are, to be fair with this last one, this is not my top. This is just in the group. There's movies out there this year that are better than this movie, but this was a surprise and I had a lot of fun watching it. And that's Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Nice.
Okay.
So, I'll go ahead and give the mic over to Aid to go over her list if she's
My
ready.
list. I am ready. Hang on. I'm ready. I'm ready. I can never remember which
I can't
notepad
believe
app
she's
I
avoiding.
use. What?
I can't believe she starts talking when she's avoiding because she's not actually
I
ready,
know.
folks. She's like, I'm ready. I'm.
Yeah.
Okay, no, because I have two notepad apps and they both have like ads when you open it, and I never remember which one I
Oh,
use.
you
So,
mean the ads that you guys were giving me shit for when I had
well, I
mine?
don't leave the sound on
Don't
for the
put me
world to
in.
hear, and your ads last
Ooh,
10 minutes long. I don't know what notepad app you use.
crazy. And pure aid fashion, the audacity.
It's audacity, not audacity.
Oh my
Oh,
God. You
In
know what?
pure Lance fashion, let me fuck up the English language. Aid, please resume your list.
Well, so I have four movies on there so far. I guess I can add another one now that we're chit-chatting about it. Thanks, Stella. Um, so let me just add that one in there. So at number 10, like I haven't put them in any particular order, but the last one I have on the list is Until Dawn because I really liked it. I had a good time with it, so I think it deserves to be on the list. I was shocked how much I liked it because I thought it was gonna flop, but I didn't feel like it did.
Same.
I do have 28 Years Later on there only because I feel like that's I know, but it also too I did like it and it is a newer film from this year, so thus far. Hard Eyes is on there, The Ugly Stepsister, and then Sinners. So those are my top five so far this year.
mm.
Mm.
The Ugly Stepsister was on mine, but the Peter Pan, I was like, I'm gonna put that one on. Um, but yeah, and
Well,
then
I
feel
started
free.
watching that Peter Pan, but it was too bright in the day, and there was like a glare on the TV, and I was too lazy to put the blinds down. So I was like, I have to wait for nighttime. But you
Well,
know,
that's what happens when you live on the 47th floor of your building.
well, I know. But then if I'm watching it at nighttime, I tend to fall asleep. So there's that.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, continue, Lance.
Oh, all right. So, for me, Until Dawn was on my list. By the way, folks, it had over 30 possible deaths for the main characters, by the way. Uh, and
We already
about,
reviewed that movie, Lance.
yeah, well, I'm talking about all
Just
the
kidding.
kills in mine. And about 250 variations of possible endings. So it's a very fun one. Like everybody else was saying, I enjoyed it. Practical effects. So that's why it's on my list. Let's see. Final Destination Bloodlines was actually a fun one. Had 8 on-screen deaths and more technically with all the bloodlines of the families and everything like that. So that's why it's kind of on my list. Pretty much my list is really more on fun kills and thrills and basically just all the things.
So you asked us to make a list of things that you ended up not making a list about. Got it.
I made a list. They're all on here. Hard Eyes is one of the ones. I also had 13 kills in it, so that was fun. Sinners actually had supposedly it had 123 kills. I don't know about that, but right. Thank you. That's what I said.
Well, it
I don't
was the
even think.
whole town in the barn.
I mean, that's the whole
Yeah, but
town.
I still don't think there was that many.
And I think some escaped, didn't they?
We don't
No,
know.
nobody escaped
Mm.
actually, except
Neither are.
for well,
That is the
but
official list, supposedly from the internet.
Yeah,
Sinners is on my list as well. And then, just like Mikey, I had Peter Pan, Neverland Nightmare. Actually had 22 kills. So pretty sick.
imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
But and then my my piece of resistance, my honorable mention, because no one else wanted to do it, was Fear Street Prom Queen. 12
oh my
kills.
God, that was my honorable mention too.
Yeah.
Sorry, how many kills were there? I interrupted you.
It was 12 kills in that one.
Okay.
So I thought there was all pretty fun ones, but I mean, I think everybody picked very close, but and a few for I guess Hard Eyes was the only one that we picked, and maybe Sinners is pretty much the only ones for the bloody.
I didn't have Hard Eyes on mine, but it was a contender. So was which one did you just say? Oh, Final Destination. I'm surprised Final Destination didn't make it on Bloody Disgusting's list because they had opportunities for tent films. I think sometimes they want to throw in a weird one just to be like, look how cool and edgy we are watching a movie no one's heard about. Um, but no, I was gonna say if someone did mention an honorable mention, I was gonna mention the Prom Queen because
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I think we all liked it, didn't we? Like we pretty much thought it was fun. Like it was just
Yeah.
a good
mhm.
fun movie. But
And
maybe
everyone, the reason why there's drama behind the honorable mention because let me tell y'all guys what happened. Lance texts us this list and says, "Hey, I think it'd be cool if we talked about like our opinions on our five top whatever." I said,
Mm.
"Okay, great." 10 minutes before airtime, he responds, "Don't forget your honorable mentions." And that's all he said. And at first, I thought he was calling the lists in general honorable mentions. I was like, "That's not what honorable mention means, Lance." He's like, "Well, I just thought we'd all have a sixth movie." And I was like, "Okay, well, then tell us to pick six movies, not five, and then one more 10 minutes later." Anyways, that's just how our little Lance's brain works.
Well, speaking of that too, is also I wanted to. I guess it's fake, but it like if you're bringing up things that I brought up that are not true.
I don't know if it's fake. Go ahead and talk about it because I don't know if it's fake or not.
See, okay, so I went to look around and so 13 Ghosts, one of I think all of our favorite movies, pretty much on the podcast here.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's a fun one.
and I think A talked about this when we were reviewing the movie in the notes, how they were talking about, and they already had kind of a review, like a 13 Ghosts, like their backstories
Yeah.
that we talked about. And the cool thing about it was there been these rumors, I guess that'd be the best way to say it, that they're supposedly going to do a prequel and actually go about doing a TV series. Now, supposedly it was on Paramount Plus. That's what they've been saying. But they were supposed to have a thing where it's a series about the ghosts and what happened to them like prior to them becoming ghosts. So each episode, I guess, would be probably an hour, I would imagine. And they kind of like go into their backstory or the backstories that they already actually technically had written and Aid actually had already read to us. So we already kind of know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're saying it's supposed to come out in July on the 25th on Paramount Plus, and I was super stoked about us talking about it. But then I was like, oh, I wonder if it really is true because I saw a couple of the notes underneath it in the comments,
Yeah.
and then I re-asked the internet, and it said no. So
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm looking at all the reports about it, and nothing is coming from really like a reputable source. It's all kind of just like posts on the internet. But I think what might happen is it might be one of those things where people are gonna or the companies are gonna see how excited people are for it and maybe even do it because this whole 13 ghost diving like 13 episodes into each of the ghosts, that's been something that people have talked about for a long time. Like, wouldn't it be cool if they did that? And so whenever they were like, "Oh, there's gonna be a series that dives into each of the background," I was like, "Oh, so they might have listened to the fans." But it seems more like this is people trying to make it happen by saying it's gonna happen.
it's like the Deadpool effect, where like I'm waiting for somebody to like do a short of what they think it should be like and do hopefully a good job and then make people imagine it is, and then maybe Paramount or whomever will be like, shit, okay.
I mean, you never know. I think it would definitely have a base, and it would probably make, be successful if they did it relatively decent. But as of
Maybe
right now, there's not really any reputable sources confirming this.
maybe they just bring back Matthew Lillard, kind of like in the new Scream.
Well, he died.
I
Maybe
know
he'll be
he
a
did.
ghost.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, he's the 14th ghost.
Yeah, maybe he's still able to do the narrating of the series.
Oh, look at you, Lance.
I know, right? Exactly.
Paramount, call him.
Well, and that's my thing. It's like making this a hoax. Like, I don't know why. It's just frustrating. The whole thing is frustrating. So, yes, we definitely need this, but the fact of the matter is, like, I don't know why no one wants to put money into it because I feel like they're making so much other shit and they're remaking so much shit right now. Like, where the fuck is this? Like, this has been something people have wanted since the movie.
Yeah.
So,
And it's
whatever.
existing IP, which is what they're always looking for.
Yeah.
So unless maybe there's like a licensing issue, whoever owns the 13 Ghost franchise, I don't know. We'll
That
see.
seems to be always the problem too. It's usually that.
Yeah,
It's like
that's just speculation. But what's not speculation is what we'll be reviewing today. A film that made it into some of our top 10, top fives of the first half of the year. And honestly, it's probably going to stay on the list of the top five before the year's over because it's just that good. So we're bringing to you 2025's Bring Her Back. Baby, bring her baby got back. This, where'd my notes go?
Is slashers.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
know. I thought that's what you were about to say.
Oh yeah. This, I think I did that already, but just in case, this is Slashers, home of your favorite Slashers podcast, no, home of your favorite horror podcast. I am your host, Mikey, joined by my favorite colleagues, co-hosts, and cohorts, Ada and Lance. Say hi.
Hola.
Uh,
Perfect. Part of our Jew Picket July, which is something that I just made up, and I mean it as you, not Jew, everybody. Um, is Cam with Bring Her Back. So this movie stars Billy Barrett, who plays Andy, who is a 17-year-old boy. He's kind of the focal point of the movie at this time. You have seen him playing Tara Reid and Ian Ziering's son in Sharknado 5: Global Swarming.
Ooh.
ooh.
Uh, he plays Gil. He's very little in that movie. So he probably is 17 because I think in Sharknado maybe he was like 10.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Sally Hawkins, which we all know from The Shape of Water. She's the main girl from Shape of Water. She plays the foster mom, Laura. And we have Sora Wong in her debut premiere film. First time actress. This is the first role she's ever gotten. She had zero acting experience. Her mom saw a casting call on Facebook looking for a visually impaired girl, and Wong was born with columba, coloboma, coloboma, and microphthalmia. So this sounds like I don't know what I'm saying, but let me tell you about this word, y'all. This word is made to piss people off. Microphthalmia. Because how are you going to have a word that has PHTH together? Microphthalmia. How do you even pronounce that? Anyways, which those conditions leave her with limited sight. So she plays the younger sister. They don't really say how old she's, I don't think, but I'm guessing in the movie she's supposed to be like 13-ish. Um, it's directed by Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou. Sorry, Philippou brothers, if that's not right on pronunciation. And it's written by Danny Philippou and Bill Heinzman. So if these people sound familiar, they're the same team that did Talk to Me, which is a New Zealand horror film that came out, wasn't it just last year?
2 years ago?
Maybe one of those, which is also a good horror film. We can talk about the differences between that one and this one because they both have a similar tone. Um, the film is rated R. It's 1 hour and 44 minutes long. A brief summary is a brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at a secluded home of their new foster mother.
No, I was just saying it's a very good premise.
Mhm.
I kind of like it, and people are gonna disagree with me, but I kind of like it more than the Talk to Me.
Oh, I
Wow.
agree. I definitely like it more than Talk to Me. But similarly, both films deal with a brother sister sibling type of relationship. So maybe that's their jam.
Did you think initially though, just because it is by the same people who did that movie, is it? You think it's in the same universe? Because it has, like you said, it does have those same vibes. I wonder.
Oh, Lance, I'm glad you asked.
Oh,
These films take place in the same street,
oh
my
shit!
lovely Hispanic Caucasian friend. There's going to be a third film being released that is going to have light connective tissue, but that will show that not only is it the same universe, it's a fucked up street. Um,
Elm Street, have you watching out right now?
yeah. But interesting little factoid is the Philippou brothers were originally attached to direct a film adaptation of Street Fighter in 2023, but they exited the film to focus on this film, which is inspired by Psycho Biddy horror, which Psycho Biddy horror, apparently, is a subgenre of horror known as hagsploitation or the Grand Dame Guignol that features older, often glamorous women who have often become mentally unbalanced and terrorize those around them. I know hagsploitation, that's probably not a great
I was gonna
term.
say,
No, it's definitely not the best term for that, but the psycho biddy horror, I don't like that either.
I actually think of bitty titties.
That's what I was kind of going
But
with
I
too.
know because they're what? They're from Australia, right? These two guys?
New Zealand.
Australia or New Zealand, one
New
of those.
Zealand? Well, it's one of those. But yeah,
Like
and
definitely care.
I know that like European and like people from other like on that side of the world refer to girls as biddies. And I've
Oh,
heard it
Mm.
I don't know.
before. So I don't know if biddy is derogatory or not.
I
I
like bird.
I should have looked it up
Is that more
before
English
I
though when they
said
call them
that.
a bird? Like,
Yeah, they call them birds in Australia, I think, and I think that's what it is, right?
well, in
Okay.
in England it's definitely bird. Like she's a pretty bird.
Or
Yeah.
lassies.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but I know that biddy is a somebody, they say it somewhere. So it is
Mhm.
something, but so I that's no better.
Yeah,
Putting the
let's just call
word
it crazy
psycho,
cunt.
yeah, crazy
Crazy cunt
cunt,
horror.
crazy cunt catastrophes.
Mm.
Which the thing is so like when you think of those movies and it says like features an older, often glamorous woman. I don't think of this woman as glamorous. However,
Yeah.
a lot of people would characterize misery to be as part of the hagsploitation slash psycho biddy horror, and Annie Wilkes is not glamorous either. So
No.
I just think it's just women just having at it, and I wish there was a better term for it, but whatever. Anyway,
Yeah. Eh,
these these are men writing a film after all, so there you go.
yeah. Well, she definitely wasn't ugly because in Shape of Water she's very mousy and dare I say unconventionally not
Like
attractive.
girl
Um,
next door. What were you trying to say there? Like
I don't know what I was gonna say, but she definitely has had a glow up since Shape of Water. I thought she was cute. I didn't really know what to expect because I didn't really watch much trailer wise of this movie. The trailers that I did see, they were very ominous. And so I didn't know that she wasn't gonna be like,
Yeah, I didn't even know
the good person.
she was in the movie actually, because like the trailer tells you nothing. The trailer is so whatever.
Yeah.
but that's
And
what you want though, right? Though. I mean usually
Yeah.
from a trailer.
I mean,
yeah,
it showed me enough.
Yeah.
well, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to it well enough because I was like I had no idea that it would be like this. And for some reason I thought, and don't take this the wrong way, but I thought that the little boy in the movie was a girl in the trailer.
I did too.
So, he has very delicate feminine features. So,
Hmm.
and they shaved his head, so you can't tell with little kids, you don't know. So, not that it matters, but I thought they were like bring her back. Like I thought it was her.
Well, I mean, it kind of does. It kind of, because I thought the same thing when we first saw him in the film. And so, just so everybody kind of is up to speed with what's going on, these two kids, a brother and a sister, stepbrother and stepsister, they find the dad, uh, which I was trying to figure out, do they share the dad or do they share, I don't know. They don't, the dad's both their dad, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's his stepsister. So I think the dad married her mom when they were like super little.
Yeah.
So he was, he basically raised her as his daughter. But I don't think it was he was her father too, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Continue.
So she's visually impaired. She says in the beginning she can see shapes. She just can't see like details, which honestly on a Friday night, same girl. But uh she can tell something's wrong because the dad's not opening the bathroom door, and they basically open the door and the dad is dead on the floor with vomit all over the floor. Um, did they say what he died of?
A brain tumor or something like that, or at least it came off like that, like it was something that just popped because he seemed fine, and then
Because
it just
I thought maybe it was like he killed himself, but then there was throw up. So then I was like, was he like overdosing on something? I don't know. Either way, he's dead. He's
mm.
dead and he's naked. So again, another movie, two for two this month, where we see Dead Man Dong. Um,
Did you guys like the little eggplant I put at the end of our
did you
description
like
today?
my little YouTube cover
Yeah.
picture?
I was
And it's on Lance's face.
Oh no, I didn't
like,
see
God.
that. Oh my
I
God.
was like, motherfucker. It's like
um,
these two who wanted to see all the dong, and I'm the one that ends up with the dong on my face. It's what it is.
Sorry, Lance.
Oh, you love
You
it.
You love the
Don't
dong all over your
lie.
face. I know.
know.
Oh,
But
wait, yeah,
yeah,
I
Oh my
see it. So you guys go onto our YouTube and you can see it too.
you can see a lot. um, but anyway, so they go into foster care, and the boy is 17. So when you're 17, you're able to
Emancipate
petition.
yourself.
Yeah, you're able to petition to basically be your own guardian, but you can't take care of your sibling who is underage. So he's trying to wait till he turns 18 so he can petition to basically take his sister as he's the guardian. So until then, they are taken to this woman's house named Laura. And she seems kind of nice. You know, she's a little artsy fartsy, humble home, all that stuff. And she definitely seems to favor the little girl.
Hmm.
What was her name again? Uh,
Oh, it was like,
Flora.
her
Oh,
real name is
Piper.
Sora. Piper. She definitely seems to favor Piper. And the brother's kind of like, okay, whatever. And they meet another foster child in her home who's a little bald kid, and he's always like shirtless, running around in his underwear. And when I first saw him, I thought he was a girl. And I was like, and I don't know if it was maybe intentional, because if you can tell by the title, guys, this movie is about a woman that finds a ritual, a satanic demonic ritual, that if you do, it'll bring your loved one back in the vessel of whoever you're choosing to bring them back as. And I knew that beforehand. What, Lance?
no, the ritual.
Oh, you're being dramatic.
Yes,
Typical Lance.
yes.
I thought, okay, so this is obviously the vessel she's trying to bring her daughter back in, because this is a very androgynous looking boy. Because I thought it was a girl, and I was like, why is this little girl running around with no shirt on? But it's a boy. And there's something off about him. So,
Yeah. And the older boy ends up getting, goes with the sister. She agrees to take him or whatever. But like he writes something about Oliver, our androgynous boy, on his cell
mhm,
phone, and that bitch like went through his phone and found it. Like
yeah.
that would have been my first like
Red
first
flag.
red flag was that, because what the fuck? Like, bitch,
Mhm.
why are you going through his phone? And he's a teenager.
Well, also too, you gotta remember is right off the bat, you could tell that she only wanted the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was no hiding that. Like that, it was basically like, hey, you're gonna do this and this is that. And like it seemed like everybody was on board with, all right, she's gonna go here and you're not really welcome. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, that's not how that works. We want to be together. And then the girl, like, I think she even the Piper girl even petitioned to like, no, I'd rather have my brother with me and
Yeah.
kind of deal. So like outside of what Aid's talking about with the whole phone thing, because again, yeah, the first thing would have been like this lady doesn't really want me, but maybe she just doesn't know me. And then they bring up like one of his past things where did he try to he just did some violent shit, or did he try to kill himself, or I
No,
forget what it
he
was.
he hit her.
He hit his sister, but it was in. They didn't really tell you yet. They insinuated he had
Okay.
a past, because they said she doesn't really take in troubled kids.
Yeah.
Um, so you know that he's done something. And the first sign that I knew this bitch is not going to be good for this little girl is, we know she's blind. And you find out that the woman had a blind daughter, which is why she kind of connects to Piper. And visually impaired. She's not really blind. She just can't really see great. And so she's like, "Oh, come meet my dog." And she takes her over to her taxidermy dog. And when she lets her pet it, she barks at her and scares her. And I'm like, that's fucked up. Like,
Yeah, like there's just so many red flags like the minute they get there. Like this is not the kind of movie where it's they're really, you think they're okay until they're not. Like
Mhm.
the moment we meet this woman, everything that she does, how she looks at the son, how she treats the daughter, how And don't even get me started on some of the fucked up things that she does to this boy while he's sleeping, and poisoning his creatine and all of this shit. Like going through his phone, doing these things, and oh, and then giving them alcohol after the father's funeral.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like immediately this woman is a nutbag.
Well,
Immediately.
I wasn't sure what the drinking age over there is, because if it's 18 and he's 17 and they were like, I actually kind of liked that. Like, if this was a scene in a different movie, I would have been like, I mean, they're bonding and they probably shouldn't have given Piper alcohol. But uh, what I think the movie did really well is because I've heard that there's not going to be a happy ending. And as the movie progressed, I knew that, and I was starting to dread it because I did like these kids. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I did like these kids, and the part where they're all getting drunk together and, kind of talking about the dad. And I was like, this is actually really sweet. Like, if it was genuine, I think she also was doing it to manipulate the situation. But if it was genuine, like, it would have been really sweet. And so that was one of the strengths the movie had, is just you don't feel like this is a snot-nosed kid, either of them. You know, she's weird, but she's not really crossing any lines just yet, except for the alcohol thing. And so I think that was one of the things that makes this movie so harrowing about what happens, is that you actually like these people.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I guess those scenes lull you, but then it kind of whips you right back into, because I think that night is that night where you see her peeing in the
Dude.
Pyrex cup. First of all, she's using a measuring cup from the kitchen to do this.
Just watch it.
So the boy has a problem wetting the bed. And I would say the boy, the 17-year-old, he's got a problem wetting the bed. He keeps waking up in the middle of the night and cleaning his sheets or whatever. And he doesn't know why he's doing it. But we find out he's not doing it. She's pissing in a Pyrex cup at night and then pours it all over him.
Yeah.
And he wakes up in it. And most of the times he's being sedated because, well, I'm sure the alcohol put him to sleep that time, but she's been fucking with his creatine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. Because I knew when they showed him taking the creatine at one point, I'm like, there's something up with that. Like, what's going on? So
It was also really funny when because she's trying to paint a picture that he's not mentally fit to care for the sister when it
yeah.
comes. Because in reality, the way, if it's like America and having gone through the foster program, if this was to happen, the state's main goal is to keep the kids together. So if he becomes of age and wants to take her, 99% of the time, unless he's unfit, he'll be able to take her. So she probably knows that, and she's trying to fuck it up for him. But when they're arguing, she's like, "You have that steroid powder," and I was like, "Creatine." Yeah, I said it at the same time he said. He's like, "It's creatine." I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
I feel like you and Abe will probably trigger since how you both probably have that like for your
Yeah,
like workouts. So
Yeah,
like
I take it
you
every
both are like,
morning.
fuck this lady. Like
Fuck.
it's just funny because there's like a joke in the fitness community, because creatine is great and it helps, keep water in your muscles, so essentially your muscles look bigger. But it's like no magic pill, and so the people always joke around that, like when you see guys with like that are super roided up, like, "Oh, what's your secret?" And they're like, "Creatine." It's like, yeah, sure. So like that's also why it's kind of funny, because there is a joke that creatine is steroids, which it is not at all.
I mean, and that's the thing. So I am obviously we know that she wants to keep her. And, as the movie goes on, you find out the sinister reasons why. And just the fact alone where she's throwing piss at him, now I know that there's something amiss. Like, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with the boy at first. I thought maybe she kidnapped him and, trying to get him to replace the daughter, and that's why he looks so feminine.
Yeah,
And then but he's just kind of like fucked up, so he can't be
yeah,
that for her. And we know that there's something seriously off. Like I don't think he ever speaks once, except until the end, right?
yeah.
And we know he did something to the fucking cat, so I'm not even gonna get into that. They don't show it though, thankfully. So I'm happy they didn't show it, but I knew that he was gonna do something to the cat.
Well,
And
yeah.
then the whole scene where what's the boy's name? Why? Oh,
Oliver.
No, where
Oh,
Andy lets Oliver out of the room and he's feeding
oh
him
God.
what
Oh,
was it?
dude,
Melon cantaloupe thing.
The cantaloupe.
that is like the best worst scene I've seen in a hot second because the sound of his teeth
Yeah.
and metal.
I was screaming.
This movie had a lot of cringy parts, and I
Oh,
mean that in like
The
painful, like I can't look, not like the way kids use cringe these days.
oh,
Um, and that was the first one.
oh.
I fought to keep looking. I was like, oh, I don't want to watch. Oh, and then when he's taking it out and it slits his top of
Is
the mouth.
ah,
I'm
yeah.
just the sounds alone, like whoever like did
Well,
that, whoever's doing the sounds for this movie,
It
like
was the director.
I'm glad you asked that, Lance.
Yeah, Lance, you were just
bro, I know.
feeding this.
Setting up, baby. That's all I do here. I set them up. You guys knock them down. I'm glad you guys are on board finally.
I'm glad you don't read the notes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Go on, bro.
yeah, no, they actually it was Danny Philippou. He made those sounds with actually chewing a real knife and gnawing
Shut
on
the
an actual table. So it was him,
Probably not like the way the little boy did, but probably like chewing the flat end.
fuck.
but it's
Dude,
him making that noise. And the other brother said that he had walked in on him doing it and he like fucking lost it.
Yeah.
was
And
that the
I
same thing as like walking into your brother masturbating?
No.
I think I
Wow.
would scream too, but in a like I just take my eyes if I ever saw that. But the whole teeth thing, like, I couldn't watch someone do that for real.
No. And
Like,
again, that mouth split. I was
Oh.
like, oh, he gave him the cleft palate.
I
So
But
know.
is that practical effects or was it? Do you guys know from your
no, they really
notes?
did it. But
That was in his contract.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then he starts eating the table. Was this at the same time he eats the table?
Yeah, and he starts at the
He's eating the table. Oh,
table.
so also like Laura isn't feeding this little boy. So you're like, oh, he's just really hungry. But then he's like eating weird shit. Um, and we find out that there's a ritual that I don't doesn't really say how she got it, but she has a VHS tape of a ritual of someone who brought a loved one back. And I love that because everything that the ritual goes over, even though like obviously this movie is not true and can't happen. I mean, maybe who knows. But it seems like a real ritual that probably would do something like that, like having it eat the body and everything. Like there was time and thought put into this ritual. It's not like a ooh, just put them next to each other in the full moon. Um,
Did it feel like a self-help video sometimes? The way it was like done, kind of like where I mean, like the way she's watching the video, she's like almost like she's like watching a self-help video. Like it's like taking notes, kind of like that vibe.
no, Lance.
No.
It's a helping a dead person type of help video.
Oh.
But we also get little glimpses in like the mirror and stuff whenever the little boy's name is Oliver. And we get little glimpses that he may not be a little boy because we see like a weird horned looking thing sometimes. And they did a really good job hiding it to where you don't really see it, but you see it. You're like, what's going on here? Um, Turns out part of the ritual is whenever you do some of this stuff, a demon inhabits the body of whoever it is you're trying to do this ritual on, not for. There's a difference. Um, so I love that little piece of information. So when this little boy's freaking out because he's chewing knives and doing all that stuff, he's of course let me take him to the hospital, which maybe he should have called 911 instead. There's a white chalk outline around the whole property, and when they pass it, the little boy starts convulsing and throwing up. Blah blah blah. Laura gets home and she's like, "Nope, put him back." So she gets him. She does like a little circle thing on his forehead, and then he goes back to being not normal, but what he was before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's the prison, right? For like the demon in the body,
Well,
but
it's
to
the
keep
salt.
them.
Yeah, evil
Well,
can't cross it.
yeah, but both of them, like what she's doing on his actual head, Oliver's head, is to keep the demon within the body, but the other one's to keep the demon from escaping is the outside line work
It
for
could be.
yeah.
There's a lot of imagery of circles
yeah.
in the movie. Also, in terms of the score, I was getting very Hereditary vibes with the score. I don't know if y'all felt that at all, or if you even know what the Hereditary score sounds like, but I caught it.
Oh, well, you're probably right though, because well, aren't they all I24 movies? I wouldn't be
Yeah,
shocked. Because
I
there's
mean,
something about the hereditary score that makes it very unsettling, and it's probably a
yeah,
collection of notes that they use when they're doing it, right? So,
yeah. And it's not so much like, ooh, they copied them. It was just very reminiscent
mm,
of the hereditary score,
paying homage, I assume.
paying homage.
Oh
But
my,
so yeah, basically you find out she wants to turn her foster visually impaired daughter into her deceased visually impaired daughter. I don't know if we said this or not, but her biological daughter drowned, and that's the.
So here's my real question now.
Uh-oh.
Instead of finding someone who has no sight and you're bringing your daughter back, wouldn't you? I'm just throwing it out there. Find someone who actually has sight and looks more like your daughter. If you could do it to anyone, which is what it kind of seemed like you could do, basically, would you try to upgrade your daughter's health or like any of those things? That seems kind of weird not to do that. You just like put her back in a similar scenario. So what? She's not so shocked by the fact that she's been brought back to life in the first place, but let alone she's in a body that's similar to her own.
no,
Kind of.
I think it's because our mother here is very what is it? What is that word? Where codependent on her daughter. She's one of those people who like thrives in the fact that her daughter needs her, right?
Yeah.
Like she's happy that her daughter, she's probably
What's that syndrome
completely
called?
fine. Yeah, the
Um,
proxy, whatever,
yeah, Munchausen
Munchausen
something.
by proxy. Yeah.
Yeah, she probably wants that, but also I don't think she. I think she was. It was more of a coincidence rather than a choice because she doesn't have a choice who comes in her house in regards to a foster child. I think she was like, because the only thing she said is, I connect with you because you share what my daughter had. If anything, it was more motivation to use her.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
considering this is Miss Sora, I forgot her last name, Sora.
Sora Wong.
Considering it's her first movie, she did flawless.
Oh
Like
yeah, she was great.
she,
Fantastic. Yeah.
yeah, and like this, I don't mean to sound shady, y'all, but she has the condition where one of her eyes is looking straight and the other one is alternating in direction. Lance, it's not funny.
Lance.
And I would imagine that that is hard to sell when you're acting, but she did it. And because you know you have to sell face, but it's hard whenever you might not be able to control what your eyes are doing, or at least one of them. And it was perfect. Like I thought, and she was the one that I was like, please don't let anything happen to her. I was like, I don't want anything to happen to their brother either, but she was like, this is my little darling, sweet, sweet summer child.
Well, and yeah, and I honestly I knew that it was gonna be a shit ending because everyone kept talking about how much the ending affected them. So I assumed that the ritual was going to go through. Like
Yeah.
I assumed that was going to happen. And the whole thing is just bleak. Like everything, like it's we get to the ending and our Andy decides that he's going to go get help. Like fuck this lady, she's fucking nuts. Like she's got a dead body in her freezer out in
Yeah.
the shed.
Mhm.
Who she is like letting the little blind girl touch. Like, what the fuck?
And the
Like,
girl goes, "What is that?" And she was, "Meat."
uh so, Andy goes for help and, we discover that Laura is able to get these kids because she was working in foster care, but no one
Mm-hmm.
really did any background checks on her.
Because she was so great.
Because they knew her from working with her. But I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Like, you're letting this woman take children. And the fact that he tells them that she's got another kid there, and they're like, what kid?
No, no. They knew she had Oliver there. They find out that Oliver is not
No,
Oliver. He's the little boy that's missing.
yeah. But I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think they knew that she had her in the first place. That's what she kept hiding him, like in the thing. Like she kidnapped a boy from the neighborhood who used to play with her daughter.
I thought that she mentioned. I thought when he was talking to the lady, the other lady, the one that she brings, I thought he mentioned like, oh, well, she fosters another child or something like that.
He does, but in the sense is he sees the picture of the looking for a child because it was missing, and
Yeah.
he goes, "That's the child," and she's like,
Right.
"That can't be. She worked for us." Like, because the only reason they hadn't even thought about her being somebody who would kidnap this child from the neighborhood and all this other stuff and it's basically based on the fact that she's, you know, had the position that she had at the place. But you would think that because, uh, you know, like I don't know, the fact that her daughter died already, you would think, all right, hey, no offense, but you obviously weren't good enough to take care of your one child because she actually drowned. It might have been an accident, but at the same time,
Jeez, Lance.
I'm just saying. I mean, you would think, regardless of the fact that you used to work somewhere, and then you're still under the trauma of that. Like, why would you ever give that person a child in, you know what I mean, to watch? You know what I mean? And I mean that more for her sake than anybody else's, and the kids as well. But like,
Yeah.
that was way too soon to watch any children. I think, you know.
Well, I can tell you in America, she wouldn't be able to foster those kids because the pool didn't have a fence around it. Uh,
Yeah,
and
and she
when you
already
go,
lost a daughter in the
yeah,
fucking pool.
What was
but
50 at the time, wasn't it?
well, I was
So
gonna say maybe a little bit of backstory they didn't give us is that she had to drain it in order for her to get approved. Because I know when we were going through foster, they give you all this stuff, and if you have a pool, you have to have a 4 foot fence around it. Um,
mm.
but regardless, so not little. Andy brings over this lady, this is the only thing that I was like, "Oh, I don't like this. Is it was a little too run of the mill scene where you bring in help. She's like, no, they're fine. And then she's like, oh wait, something's happening. Like, when she's gonna kill her as soon as they go outside. Sure enough, that's what happened. And I like that old obese bitch. I was
Yeah.
hoping that she was gonna pull through at the end because
I know.
she was a
But
good person.
then she kind of does the thing where you like about a character like that, where she's trying to help. She seems like she's not going to be the one that helps, and then at some point she goes, "All right, I'll listen to you." And you're like, "Oh, finally, yay,
Yeah,
someone!" And they steal it away from you. It's like,
yeah. But I did
Yeah.
like her. She reminded me of like the actress that played Ursula, Pat Carroll, I believe her name is.
mm.
Oh,
Um, but
bless
surprise,
her
surprise to
heart.
me, everyone, we're about to get into the epic conclusion. I highly recommend you watch this. It's streaming everywhere for a price. But shut up, Lance. I highly recommend you watch it. We're about to ruin the ending. So here we go. Buckle up, your last warning.
Mm.
Surprisingly, she hits the brother also. And he passes out, I don't think he passes out. He's like paralyzed next to a puddle. And oh, she's gonna drown him. I thought she was gonna use him as the new
Uh,
body.
Oh, the
Yeah,
conduit. Yeah, because basically Oliver's there to house this angel or demon or whatever it is, because the directors refer to it as an angel.
yeah.
And what the kid is supposed to do is eat the body and then throw it up in the host body.
Throw up the soul of into the host body. But the
Yeah.
host body, the person that you're going to put the soul in has to die the same way that the person who you're bringing back died, which was drowning. So I thought he's next to a puddle. Martha Stewart would say, "Let's take this up."
Improvise.
Yeah, and so
Pretty much.
so she does drown him, and so I'm like, oh, maybe she's gonna use his body instead. Um, but then she
Ugh.
doesn't. She just says, okay. Got rid of him. So
And
she,
then the sister finds him.
yeah.
Oh my
Well, this
God.
first. So also Oliver eats a little bit of his body, which I think means it might have his soul also, because when she goes inside the house, she hears the brother calling her,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and it's not him; it's Oliver, looking like Devil Baby, uh, looking like Rosemary's Baby as a toddler, and so she's like, Andy's calling me, but then she feels Oliver. She's like, well, this isn't Andy. And she's like, who's that? And the Laura's like, it's Oliver. And she's confused because in the beginning, she told her that Oliver had red curly hair because she asked what he looked like. And I thought that was a little fucked up because I was just like, I understand trying to like paint a better picture, but also you need to be truthful because she's gonna find out. And so when she was touching him, she realized he didn't have hair and he was actually had like scars and gashes all over his face. So when she asked her that and she said, yeah, she goes, you said Oliver had red curly hair. She's like, yeah. So she's like, this bitch is lying about something. So she runs, and I hate that people are born with things that make life harder, but I love in horror movies when you're there with the character that has a disadvantage, like being blind. Um, because she's got to run and she don't know where she's going.
Yeah.
She runs into the bathroom and then she finds her dead brother in the bathroom, just like she found her dad in the bathroom. Um, and she can tell by basically just like touching him.
And she tries waking him up. And I'm just
Yeah,
like, ah.
yeah. And then she essentially gets captured. She's being taken by Laura to go drown in the pool. And it seems like she drowns for a little bit, which comes into play later. But she comes to and she like kicks and she comes out of the water and she goes, Mama, which triggers Laura.
Laura.
And she can't do it. And this is when it actually like, you're like, oh, this is kind of a fucked up movie because it stops being like a horror movie and starts being like a serious lifetime like this is fucked up.
Lifetime original.
Yeah.
At 8/9 Central.
Yeah, because you realize she's like, even though she did this horrible thing to poor little Oliver slash his name was some Larry Bird or something.
Well, that's gonna be Larry Bird.
Well, his last name was Bird. I don't remember what his first name was. And while she's kind of coming to terms with the fact that she can't do it, Piper runs away. And she doesn't just run away. She slips, almost breaks her back against the corner concrete of this house, and starts running through the woods. And you don't really know she's good until she passes that chalk. And Homegirl runs into the street, and I was like, dear God, please don't let her get run over. Because that's all I need.
I thought that was gonna be like one of those weird endings where somebody else hits her.
No. But you see a car slow down and stop, and they pick her up and leave. Then we go back to Laura, and she is not doing well. She gets the dead body of her little girl and cradles her in the pool. Meanwhile, I struggle. I don't think this was the angel. And the reason why they say it's an angel is because what this entity is doing is considered a miracle. That's why they considered it an angel, like bringing someone back to life, basically. But either the angel or Larry Bird decides, I'm going to cross this chalk because that's going to get the angel out of me. And he crosses it and starts convulsing because you realize he wasn't dying when he crossed the chalk. He was just all the things that the ritual did starts reversing. Um,
Yeah, the thing expels from his body physically, as you
like a
can
big
see.
shit at the end of the bar.
Who's
Y'all
that
know.
like?
Wait,
Hey, was that what happened that night?
what the fuck are you talking about? I
Was
threw
that all
up
the
and
demons
it
coming
shit.
out of you?
Yeah, it was a demon.
That was a demon.
That's being cut out of the episode. How dare you?
Ugh.
But so then ambulance comes and it seems like Larry Bird's gonna be fine. Police surround the mom and her dead girl in the pool, and I think the last shot is Piper in the SUV with people. I don't remember where they're going. Does it say when there's just her? Oh no, she's listening to the voicemail.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, she's listening to her brother's
brothers.
voicemail.
Which you find out, if we're not sad enough, you find out he admits to her that when she was young, he hit her and he regrets it, and that their dad was extremely abusive to him but favored her, and like all this stuff. And so it's like, it was heavy.
The
Yeah.
scene from earlier on where the one lady, she punches Piper in the eye and blames him.
Oh my God, that's
Oh
when you
my
know, that's when shit
God.
got real.
That was the one part you're like, whoa. Like if I was that kid, I'd be like, fuck this.
I
Like,
would have beat that bitch's ass.
oh,
Well,
damn right.
she
Well, he
gaslit
does
him,
hit
and
her. He does hit her, doesn't he? At some point, because she
no,
can't overpower. Like that's how he gets in the car and leaves because she goes after him and he like pushes her. I can't remember because this
no,
was.
he pushes her against the wall whenever he feels it. I guess she like crossed the line, but then he like pins her against the wall, and then he punches a hole next to her in the wall, and then she starts wailing to make it seem like he hit her. But
Well,
also
Piper
Fucking
was at
bitch.
school, wasn't she? That's why Piper wasn't there. She was at that scene
camp
school.
thing.
Yeah, or whatever it was. So that was
Yeah.
why that ended up happening. That's how the separation ended up happening kind of closer to the end,
Yeah.
where she went to go get, or he went to go get the lady from the the thing.
from
The
the
foster
foster,
agency.
Yeah.
yeah, foster place. So, I mean, and literally the only happy, sort of happy part of the ending is Oliver being found and reunited with his family.
Yeah.
The motherfucker's got a fucked up face and
Like cleft
trauma.
lip and shit like that. Like that's gonna be horrible. Hopefully he doesn't remember anything. That worst part of it, imagine if you like you know when they say a lot of times when you have like the demon thing is you're conscious but you have no control over your body. You
Yeah.
imagine that vibe for that poor kid if that was a real thing for him at
Well,
that.
he probably knew. I mean, I'm sure it's an A24 movie. And like even when Andy tries to take him to the hospital and he leaves the chalk, like there's a moment where Oliver is looking at Laura when she tries to bring him back inside and like it's himself again. And you see that he's normal for a minute.
Yeah.
And then she just puts him back under. And I'm like, oh, this poor kid. Like, I don't know who had it. I don't know. Well, probably I guess Andy had it the worst because he died. But it's like who had it the
Spoiler
worst?
again, kids.
Yeah. Poor little Andy died.
Poor Andy. That was just like, and then you're just sitting there at the end of this movie, like, ugh, like just like I mean, it was one of those where you're like, this is so awful. Like you're just like the ending of Inside, where you're like,
Mm.
fuck, or
You know what it
Martyrs,
reminded me
or
of? It wasn't as extreme as Martyrs, but what it reminded me of is The Night House. That
oh
just like
yes,
heavy feeling at the end where you're like, man, that sucks.
yeah. I've never watched The Night House again either after that because I'm like, oh my God, I can't be this depressed anymore. It's
Yeah.
awful.
It's a heavy movie. But
Mm-hmm.
um I made a little list because when I was watching this, I was like, oh, this is like I haven't really thought about this kind of subgenre, but there's like a subgenre that this involves, which is like siblings, but not just siblings. Like they're kids and there's an older kid and a younger kid. Um, so I wrote down a couple of honorary mentions for these types of subgenres, and that is my top older sibling, younger sibling movies.
Nice.
Step Brother Bang Bang Part 7. I'm just kidding. Um, The Glass House,
Oh,
Darkness, The Boogeyman, the new one, not the old one.
Mm.
The Visit, and Messengers.
oh, I didn't know
But
that
I
was
really was.
our homework.
No, I just did it. It's
Oh,
what you do when
okay.
you host. You kind of, spice things up a little bit.
Throw
You
it
should
out
try it
there.
sometimes. Um,
The Lost
but
Boys.
I don't remember that movie.
Ugh.
But it was giving me more like the Glass House type vibes.
What number
Because
was
The Glass
Friday the
House was a good
13th
one.
with Corey?
Part 4.
Part 4? That's a brother sister.
Yeah, that is. Yep. There you go.
different vibe, Lance.
But yeah, no, the Glass House and the Glass House is fucked up because they killed their parents. Like, oh my
Yeah,
God. Like, what the fuck? Like, wasn't that Diane Lane in there?
yeah. She was
And
the mom.
yeah, oh my God. Oh my
Would you say
God. So,
Halloween's a brother sister
No,
situation?
Lance, we already did the
Lance,
list.
we're done.
We did the list.
We're
I was just throwing it
done.
out there. I was just where
No.
we throwing them out there.
Oh my God. But anyway,
The Gate,
Anyways,
the first one.
the
I know
gate.
which one you're
Yes,
talking about.
we know the gate.
Well,
Oh my
before
God.
Lance takes us off the rails even farther, as A likes to say, we're coming up to the end of the hour. And so, final thoughts of the movie. I thought it was great. It's a solid 4 out of 5 stars for me. I do think this is going to be on the list of the best horror films of this year. Um, it wasn't, I understand people saying, like, oh, this wasn't really scary. It was just depressing. I think it was scary enough. I'm not going to, like, have, nightmares about it, but the imagery and, like, the creep factor of that there is this angel slash demon and this little boy, that brought enough of that kind of terror and horror that I like to be able to handle everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And Hereditary is kind of the same. Like the biggest scare is how fucked up everything is, and you just have like a sprinkle of like demonic stuff happening.
Yeah, I mean, Hereditary. Oh, also brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
Also a brother sister movie. But I just think that it's a really good movie. Like I did enjoy it more than Talk to Me, and I don't know why, except that like I think that Talk to Me is really good, but I felt like Talk to Me drags a little at some point, and I can't remember where or when it drags because I've only seen it once, but it started dragging for me, and I started like zoning out, so I kind of
Well,
forgot what was happening.
I feel like the people in Talk to Me weren't as likable as this one, but I don't think they were supposed to because they were just like shithead kids.
Yeah, there were shitty kids, and
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to have empathy for them. Whereas these kids, obviously, we do have empathy for them. Like, they
yeah,
just went through, traumatic with their father dying. The sister, poor thing, can't see. They have to go into foster. The brother's thinks he's losing his mind, and he's not. And, like, it's just one, horrific thing after another. And then we've got this poor little boy who's been kidnapped.
yeah.
It's like, what?
It's a pile-on,
Like,
basically,
all
of
these kids have
crazy
done
shit.
nothing to no one.
I know they're truly innocent. Whereas Talk to Me, it's like, well, your discretion is an indiscretion is what got you in this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but anyway,
Lance, what are
I
your final? Oh, sorry, Ed, go ahead.
I know. Yeah, Lance, what are your final thoughts? And make it quick.
As always.
He's gonna give us the same Lance middle of the road.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he goes on and he says nothing the
yeah, and then
whole
at the end of the day,
time.
the message is if you like it, you like it. If you don't,
Well, F you two both for that. It could be and it may not be. No, it was good. No, it's just it legitimately it's scary at moments. So it still keeps like the horror vibe to it. It's just unfortunate. Like it's like I mean the scene with the eating scene from the demon. There was really great scenes. Like there was some really good holy shit like nightmarish and nightmarish sounds. Like you could close your eyes at that scene with a kid chomping on the metal and you're not forgetting it. Like it definitely stays with you. Would I like say it's traditional horror like the kind that I like personally in the sense of where everywhere else? No. But it definitely has its moments. So it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. It really is. Would I'd see it? Yeah, of course. Would I watch it one more time? Probably not. So yeah, there you go, folks. Liked it, but who cares? So in the middle again, they're right. So what?
Okay.
I like how he says, "Will I watch it?" Yeah, you already watched it,
I
Lance.
know.
I said watch it again. I said
No,
watch it
you said
again.
that the second time. You said, "Would I watch it?" Yeah. Would I watch it again?
No.
Yeah, I did watch it.
So I don't
Implying he
know.
never watched it.
I know,
Just...
right? No, this means that he thinks he might watch it actually, instead of just lying the whole time.
I saw nothing. I can't.
And it is scary. I thought it was scary. It was very dreadful. But again, it's not traditional horror, and I know that's where a lot of people get pissy, especially those who are more, traditional about their jump scares and their monsters and that sort of thing. Like some people like things at face value. If you like your A24 movies, you're gonna like this.
No,
I mean, a lot of
I
people
mean,
don't.
really. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
I was gonna say, really, it kind of is traditional because if you think about what came before all the slice and dice splatterfest, it was this brooding, dark, not as disturbing, but kind of atmospheric, dreadful pieces. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, if anything, it's not modern.
No.
But what is modern and what never changes is our after show notes. And that's a wrap on this week's episode. If you want to see our faces while we ramble and figure out what Lance's word of the week is, check out our videocast over at youtube.com/slasherspodcast. Plus, don't miss our bisexual deep dives into all things horror nerdy on the Comic Chop, only on YouTube, a collab with Slashers Podcast and Much Ado About Nerding. If you want exclusive content or you just want to keep in touch with us, join us on Patreon for monthly exclusive reviews, bonus episodes, and some new killer perks. Head on over to patreon.com/slasherspod and become part of the band. If you want to rock some slasher swag, our merch is available on Redbubble. Wear your support loud and proud at slasherspod.redbubble.com. Or if you want a shirt with our slashers logo with the red droopy font or the hand fisting the TV, message me or Lance on Instagram. We'll give you our Instagrams here in a second. You can hang out with us on Instagram at Mutant Goons from Beyond or Slashers Pod. If you want to yell at us directly, you can find us on social media. You can find Aid at Pathologically ADE, me at Horror and a Half Shell, or Lance at Zombie vs Hate. And if you can't figure out the devil box known as Instagram, then find us on Facebook. Come chill in the Mutant Goons from Beyond group for all the chaos. Shout out to our B Movie TV family. Catch Doug on Friday Night Action and Yahaira on Saturday Night Terrors, only on Roku. A big thanks to our amazing Patreons, which these next couple episodes are dedicated to. In the shining seat today, Camantha or Camera, I don't know your full name, but Cam, Josh Gunn, Dinosaurs Will Always Be Awesome, Lorene Ellis, Kevin Leamy, Vladimir Luis, Leslie Thurman. If you want to join them, head on over to patreon.com/slasherspod and become part of the horror family. As always, thanks for listening, and remember, stay spooky. Goodbye, and don't die.
Sorry, I know that I like had this like horrified look on my face, but a really, really loud like crack of thunder hit the sky just now and it scared the shit out of me. So
Well, lucky for you, I was reading and I wasn't looking at you.
goodbye and good die. Lance didn't care. He saw my horror and he just was laughing.
Tune into YouTube where we will zoom in on her face when that happens.
Well, literally, I hit the mute button so no one can hear it at least.
But you can see it on YouTube.
Yay.
Oh yeah, congratulations. We're above 500 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
see you in Houston coming up in next month, August 8th to the 10th.
I think so. The weekend of the 8th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and happy early B-Day to our Pappy over here.
Hola! Well, actually, it'll already passed by the time you see this, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
He wants that sloppy toppy for his B-Day, y'all.
Aw. All right.
Bye.
Bye.